Stripe isn't your billing system, it's just a payment provider. Most SaaS apps start simple and then billing logic slowly leaks everywhere. Plan checks, webhooks, feature flags tied to price IDs. 6 months later, nobody can answer a simple question such as, why does this tenant have access to this feature? In this video, I'm going to show you how I'm structuring SaaSCore billing module so billing stays isolated and everywhere else stays sane. Hi, I'm Dan, and I'm building a modular Azure first .NET SaaS framework called SaaSCore.net. I hope everyone had a lovely Christmas and everyone's back to their normal routines. I don't know about anyone else, but I was hit with a pretty stinky bug, so yeah, just getting back to normal now. Before I show any of the code today, I want to show you the shape of the billing system, and I'm going to do that with Mermaid diagrams. Okay, so this first diagram is just about scope, what the module owns, what it deliberately doesn't. SaaSCore billing sits inside your app, not as an external service. It owns the domain, the database state, the canonical state, provider integration layer, entitlements, mapping to features. So billing providers like Stripe are outside the module, they're plugins, just like how Auth0 and Okta plug into the ASP Netcore's iAuthentication service or iAuthorizaation handler. Providers just resolve through a registry, which means users can supply their own providers without modifying SaaSCore.net's internals, which is great here. So I think the key takeaway here is the billing owns the money and subscriptions, features own access, and SaaSCore.net just connects the two. So this is your SaaS app. SaaSCore billing sits inside of that, and then feature services and feature gating uses entitlement resolvers to enforce feature gating, and then the billing providers, the interfaces live within SaaSCore billing, but obviously the implementations of them live outside of that. Okay, going on to diagram 2. This is the checkout and webhook lifecycle. So this is basically when a user clicks upgrade or sign up, what is the lifecycle behind that which then enables all of the features from the diagram I've just shown. So how do we go from, hey, I've just paid money, to now I have access to those features? So I'll quickly run through this. So the user tenant clicks upgrade, start checkout, something like that. Hits the API, resolve the provider for the tenant. So obviously you can also have multiple providers within SaaSCore, but for now we're sticking with Stripe. That produces the provider client. We then create a checkout session that gets returned to the API and then redirected onto the front end. Checkout's completed. We then get a webhook event hitting the webhook handler within SaaSCore.net. This then, a key thing here is that it then is treated as a provider event. So we store that in the database. So the reason for that is that we can enforce idempotency through this provider event inbox. So that's where most billing bugs come from. We want to ensure that someone isn't charged twice. Some things aren't, the system doesn't crash out because you're trying to progress a state further than when it should be. So then we process the event, we upsert the subscription / invoice state, and then its entitlements are effective from that point because the price of what they've just, the subscription item that they've just bought is linked to a feature key, and it goes back there and feature access changes on next request. So that's the general flow. This is how this is going to work. And now we move on to the next diagram. Okay, so diagram 3. Billing and features go side by side, but are not the same thing. So each tenant will have one active subscription, whether that be the free subscription or whatever, or a paid subscription. That subscription will contain subscription items. This can be plans, add-ons, metered components, whatever. They link to billing prices, and those price IDs map to feature keys. Okay. Now, at that point, these entitlement resolves are what are enabled feature keys, resolve out of that, and then feature gating just reads the results of those entitlements. So that's how we're going to go from what subscription items allow which features within the app with the required feature. Okay, let's go on to diagram 4, the last diagram I want to show you. Okay, so diagram 4 is just basically giving you an overview of how the billing provider definition works. So we have an entity called billing provider definition. This is the key within that is unique. So for instance, Stripe will be a key that comes already deployed within SaaSCore.net, provided by SaaSCore.net. We then have a billing provider registry, which is get by key. This then returns an iBilling provider client. So with that, at the moment, we've got create price async, create product async. We've got a sync catalog for if you've already got items within your billing provider. And then obviously SaaSCore.net will become preloaded with Stripe billing provider. But obviously you could then easily create your own custom billing provider client and easily extend this. I think the key thing that I want to get across here is that none of this is about Stripe specifically. It is just a provider. It's all about what I'm trying to do here is make billing as boring as possible, predictable and extensible, so that I can build SaaS features without thinking about money at all. Okay, so now I've shown you the sort of structure of SaaSCore billing. I'd like to just quickly give you a demonstration of where we're at currently with the admin dashboard, just because then that's a little bit more visual and you can actually see the progress that's being made. Okay, so we'll go to here. So again, the classic demo app demonstration. So we've added this here now. So add admin SaaSCore billing module. At the moment, we've got use Stripe. That just takes a secret key and a webhook secret, but I've not done the webhooks yet. So let's fire this up. Okay, so this is as you can see here, I've added billing endpoints. We've got a whole host of billing endpoints now. They're not all implemented yet, but I am working my way through it. It's just taking a bit of time. If we go to the admin dashboard though, we can see here is we've got a new menu item, which is billing. So here we've got billing providers where, I've purposefully not done it so you can add your own ones in just yet. I'm trying to get a vertical slice of this feature just to make sure that I can do with the out of the box feature that SaaSCore.net's providing, Stripe. So we've got specific capabilities of that provider as well. So we can restrict certain parts of SaaSCore.net based on what that provider can do, like webhooks checkout, customer portal, meter billing, all that sort of stuff. So we can actually close off certain features without blowing up the system effectively. Then we've got a catalog. So I've just created some products. These are actual products and prices, associated prices. These are all living within Stripe now. So this is an actual implementation going to Stripe. So we've got, monthly. So let me just go. Oh, what's going on here? I think I've got test product here. So let's do for test product 4. This is a test. So now you can see that that's returned a product ID from Stripe. We go here, we've got no prices defined. We can add a price. I've got the intervals of 1 time, month, or year. So let's do 1 time. And then currencies, we've got GBP, USD, and euros at the moment, but I will expand that out as I've got this sort of module, the MVP of this module done. I will then start expanding it into different currencies and stuff. So when we create the price, we then get a price ID from Stripe. So this is all good. We don't have sync catalog yet done. I'm going to probably leave that for the time being, just to get the minimal of the provider's catalog subscriptions. So this is where you're going to manage tenant subscription invoices. This hasn't been implemented yet, so that's going to be next on the chopping block. And then we've got entitlements. That hasn't been implemented yet. That will be after subscriptions. And then events is actually broken at the moment, so I'm not going to show you that, but that's not been implemented either. So that will be the last thing we do. That's the event inbox. That's where we can replay events if they busted. That's where we can look at like errors, all that sort of thing, all with, and then manage it through the admin portal as opposed to individual provider websites. So that's the billing module as it currently stands. I think made quite a good bit of progress over the holidays with that, especially considering being ill and stuff. So still got quite a bit to do, but I do have some really cool stuff planned for 2026 with SaaSCore.net. So if you'd like to be a part of that journey, please subscribe. Also, you can go to the SaaSCore.net pre-release website. Links will be in the description. That people are joining. There's more people joining now, which is fantastic. And I really think that 2026 is going to be the year that we really make SaaSCore.net become something. So if you'd like to be part of the journey, follow along. That'd be great. And tomorrow I'm going to give you a video on what I've got planned for the year. Right, cheers, everyone. Right, bye-bye.